Hey there, folks. It's me, your old pal, Officer Hank Schlitz, the Game Cop, coming to you with with let's see here. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know what to call this. I would like to call it sponsored content, but I don't know if I can good conscience say that anymore. If you don't know, a couple of days ago I made a video sponsored by Ubisoft, brought to you by the latest release, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Buy it today. Go ask your granny for it. Say, hey, can this be an early Christmas? And I won't ask for anything until then. I promise, promise, promise. Please get it for me today. And, I made the video. It was a nice video called Greeks is Freaks about ancient history and all the kooky stuff that those guys got up to. And they didn't pay me for it. So what did I do? I made another video and I complained. They did not pay any attention to that video. I thought it would maybe fix the problems that I'd supposedly created in the first video, even though they didn't tell me what I did wrong. They just decided to ghost me and not pay me. And they don't respond to any of my emails. They don't listen. They don't respond to any of my phone calls in English. They just keep saying French words to me, and I don't understand what they're saying. So here we go again, I guess. I need this to work, Ubisoft. I need that money, okay? I don't know if you understand this, but I considered that a promissory agreement, and I already spent all that money and then some, because I was expecting this to kind of keep going, and now it's like the first thing didn't even happen, and I don't know what to think. I bought a panini press, and then I was feeling all big because I'd just eaten all these hot sandwiches, and I felt like a real big, rich Daddy Warbucks type guy, and I was like, what else do I want? Well, I'm a bit of a collector, and I wanted to get this, these Fleer Ultra 1995 superhero trading cards I used to collect, and I was always missing some of my collection, so I finally purchased that nice hologram Magneto card that I've been wanting for so long, but now I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to put a lien on my goddamn house because Ubisoft won't pay me for it, and I don't know what to do, except keep making these movies and hoping that you people get, somehow it clicks in with whatever it is you're expecting from me. I made a first video, and it was about the horrible, disgusting nature of humanity in the ancient world. You didn't seem to like that. Then I made a second video about nice dancing, drinking times in the ancient world. You didn't like that either. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back to the beginning, baby, and maybe it just wasn't violent enough. I initially thought I just created such a disgusting tale that you didn't want to be associated with it, but considering your reaction to my second video, I'm pretty sure that you just want more of that stuff. So I'm going to try going a different angle and giving you an awful, brutal story of sacrifice, because that's apparently what you want out of this agreement. And I hope you meet your agreement at some point. Heed my call, I need it, okay? I'm in real dire straits here. I cannot emphasize that enough. So, on that note, we begin. Hank Schlitz, the Game Cops. Mulligan number 2. Third time's the charm. Greeks is Freaks, an ancient history tidbit with the Hank Schlitz, the Game Cop. And what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about a guy named Zopyrus. And you might be saying, who the fuck is Zopyrus? And I'm going to tell you that's what this is, okay? God. And what happened is this is like in 500, 400 BC or so. And it takes place in this little city called Babylon you might have heard of. And if you haven't, good God, are you stupid? But if that's the case, Babylon is a very, very, very old city that exists in modern-day Iraq between the rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. It is a traditionally very powerful, very rich, very opulent and lauded kingdom. And people have been wanting to take it over and get all the goodies inside for a long, long time. And the Persians had done that. The guy we talked about before, King Cyrus, he took over Babylon. But there were guys that came after him, like Cambyses and some magic dude. That's a truth that's crazy. Like a guy, he was an imposter and he took over the goddamn country. Read about that. That's a story for a different time. Well, now we're talking about the guy who fixed that whole situation, King Darius. And he's trying to aggregate his empire again because it's kind of gotten out of sorts with all the mishigas going on in the Persian nobility kingdom place. And so what happened is Babylon is revolting, and they're like, we don't want to be in this empire anymore. This sucks. And they decide to hold up in there and say, come and get us if you want us. And Darius does. So he goes and he's like, come here, Babylon. I'm going to get you again. But he's having a real hard time because if you dum-dums don't know anything about Babylon, in addition to being old as fuck, It is also a very well-fortified city. It has notoriously thick, high walls, and it's existed forever. So they've dealt with people trying to get in there before. They know how to handle this kind of shit. So Darius is there, and he's got the whole world knocking on the door, but it's not working. They're trying to have to climb up the walls, and they're dumping boiling oil and tar and all sorts of melting shit that's making them scream and turn into screaming skeletons as they're climbing up the wall. It's horrifying. Then, meanwhile, they try to dig under the walls, but guess what the Babylonians do in that case? They stick a bunch of dynamite explosive down there and blow it up, and they can't, there's no way to get in here by hook or crook. They can't get spies in there. They can't stop the food from getting in there. There's no way that this is ever going to end. So Darius is sitting on his throne real upset and going, how am I going to crack this nut? And then his buddy Zopyrus comes in and he's got a plan, but Zopyrus is not looking too good. He requests an audience with Darius, and Darius is like, whoa, what the fuck happened to you, Zopyrus? Because Zopyrus, who the story is mainly about, he's a Persian nobleman, commanding armies and stuff, very, very respected guy in this world. And he comes to King Darius, except he's missing his nose, he's missing his ears, his head is shaved, and he's been totally whipped to shit. He looks like he's been through the washer a couple of times, and he looks worse than any non-dead person could. And Darius is like, my God, what the fuck happened to you, buddy? Tell me who did this. I'll get their neck for sure. And he's like, I did this to myself. And Darius is like, what? What on earth are you thinking? Like, I mean, he's thinking this guy's gone completely insane. And he's like, did you think this was going to help the situation? Did you think that just by like sacrificing your noble, appendages and your face parts that you're gonna, win this thing? Because that's not how this works, okay? We gotta find another way around this. And Zopyrus is like, no, King, listen for a second, all right? Look at me. I come in here looking like a mess, and the first thing you said is, who did this to you, right? Well, imagine this scenario. I run over to Babylon, and I'm like, guess who did all this crazy shit to me? King Darius. We fell out of favor, and it's not looking too good for me. And look, I barely got out with any of my fucking face intact. Can you please let me inside? And they'll fall for it, and then I'll have a way in, and I can let you in, and it'll all work out great. This is how we're going to solve this, is what I did right here. And Darius is like, well, I really wish you would have, consulted with me before you cut your whole fucking face apart and whipped yourself to shit and made yourself a bloody stinking mess. But you already did it, so you might as well go try it, even though I don't think this is going to work. So Zopyrus, he goes over to Babylon, and he's like, knock, knock, please. And they're like, oh, shit, what happened to you? And he's like, Darius happened to me, let me in. And I'm like, okay, sure, that sounds good, because he's really, really fucked up. And they're like, no one would fuck themselves up on purpose this much. That would be crazy, which it is. So Zopyrus, he gets in there, and, in addition to being so maimed and horrified, apparently by their enemy, he also is a very high-ranking guy there. He's led thousands into battle. He knows what he's doing. So he's like, listen, I'm a very respected guy. I know the Persian king's military tactics. You let me run the army here, and I'm going to get it into whip shape. We're going to be fucking kicking this guy out of here in no time. Wait until you see. So they agree, and they're like, okay, fine, you can have like a couple of guys, so we'll see how it goes. Now, this has already all been arranged with Darius beforehand. He knows all this, and Darius has an enormous army of many, many thousands of guys. He's got an army that's so big that he can actually just dispose of guys by literally the thousands just to, have the presumption of losing, and that's what he does. Zopyrus is able to get the command of the Babylonian troops, a little bit at a time, and each time he has them go against these hand-picked crappy troops that Darius doesn't mind losing, and first he kills 1,000, and then he kills 2,000, and before you know it, Zopyrus is gone from commanding just a couple of guys to commanding the whole goddamn Babylonian army. He's in charge of the guard, he's in charge of everything. And then at that moment, that's when he lets Darius in. He leads all his guys out into and they fight Darius's real troops, not these fucking, jokers that he's, willingly throwing into the wood chipper. No, these are hand-picked troops, the good kind. And Zopyrus, leads the Babylonian army into this battle. They get the shit kicked out of them, because the only thing that was keeping them safe was these walls, and then he opens up the doors once the whole army's gone. He's like, come on in, guys, the water's fine. And then they rape and pillage, and that's the end of the story. It ain't that crazy. Huh? I hope that's good enough for you, Ubisoft. guy cutting his own face off and lying and betrayal and sacrifice. I mean, what angle am I supposed to come at this from? I feel like I've come at it from every single angle popple I can. And I need this money. I can't emphasize that enough. You promised me this, and I don't want to say anything legally actionable, but you're getting yourself into trouble with this. I'm a cop. I have access to firearms. I'm not saying anything specific. I'm just saying, think about what you're doing, all right? And think about the people you're fucking over before you decide to stick that slick dick of yours inside them, okay? Because I don't like how it feels. And I might just be pushing you out before you know it, okay? And you might not like it that much, Ubisoft. Motherfucker, buy Assassin's Creed Odyssey today or yesterday, whenever it came out, I don't know. I'm just too worried about all these bills I got piling up to be worried about a video game coming out. But I'm here for you, doing what you asked me to do over and over and over again, so I will get the money that you promised me. So this is Hank Schlitz with another Greeks is Freaks, even though this also didn't take place in Greece. It was in Babylon, Iraq. Whatever, I don't know what you want from me, okay? I'm just going to keep trying and throwing shit at the wall, and hopefully something will stick. Because I'm told that shit is capable of that. And that's what this is. My shit. Alright, buddy. I'll see you soon. Maybe. I'm the game cop. See you soon. Maybe.